The Cattle Barons Ball is leading the way to a world with less cancer and more birthdays. And with hundreds of millions of dollars raised for the American Cancer Society, there's plenty to celebrate. In 2009, the top 4 balls alone raised almost $6 million to fund the fight against cancer. That's a figure that would make J.R. Ewing proud.
He come rolling into Dallas in a big old double trailer diesel rig. And just as luck would have it, the driver let him down in front of this old dance hall where I picked.
Like a rancher's brand, the mark made by the Cattle Barons Ball is a point of pride. No other cancer-fighting fundraiser matches its success. The Cattle Barons have set the bar for how much can be raised in one night for cancer, and every year they push that bar higher. Like most great things, the Cattle Barons Ball started with a big idea and a lot of heart. The first Cattle Barons Ball was in Dallas, Texas, 1974. That's before the TV series Dallas was even written. Dolly Parton was on the radio, the Grand Ole Opry found a new home, and U.S. states were beginning to enact anti-smoking legislation.
They found a spot on the x-rays. It was lung cancer. If I'd waited a few more weeks, I wouldn't be here now.
Good people saw a need, and more good people joined the fight. Raising money for cancer took the South like a brush fire. In '74, Dallas VIPs kicked off their city clothes and met at the Kaufman Star Brand Ranch, where Johnny Cash serenaded them into $56,000 of donations. San Antonio was next, and Houston and others followed suit. Before long, local heroes from all around Texas showed up with their big hats and their big hearts to support the American Cancer Society, and a fundraising legend was born.
Childhood leukemia, genetic testing for breast cancer, the markings, genetic markings for seeing if you have cancer in your family. There's a whole range of projects that the Cattle Barons Ball really has put their fingers on.
Believe it or not, the Cattle Barons Ball is even bigger than Texas. Today, there are hundreds of balls and galas annually across the country, raising money for cancer research. If you're wondering where this money goes, or if the research is finding cures, just ask a survivor.
Of course, never had any idea I'd be a cancer patient. I was diagnosed right at 10 years ago. I was just turned 50 years old. The only treatment was surgery, and some people had 4 or 5 surgeries before it metastasized and, it got worse. And I had multiple tumors metastasized in my liver. Literally 3 months before my reoccurrence, this drug had just been FDA approved. I happened to have the cancer the mutation that responded to it well, so here I am on it 8 years later, much longer than most people make it. The American Cancer Society is of great benefit to cancer patients because they do fund primary research. The real long-term hope is that if we can develop targeted cancer drugs, that there may be other cancers out there, even more complicated cancers, that we can develop targeted cancer drugs for.
We now have more information about cancer than ever before. We've identified genetic markers, developed targeted therapies, even created nanotechnology to fight against cancer at a cellular level. Pretty complicated stuff. But you don't need to see lab results to know the value of creating more birthdays. With unprecedented generosity, year after year, Cattle Barons show us how important our mission is to the good people of this country. The hard work that we do today will be our legacy. The great cattle drives of the West weren't easy, but our young country depended on those cattle and those ranchers to support our way of life. Today, the American Cancer Society has a big job to do, and thanks to you, we're getting it done.